Hey, it's me. By zero demand, I'm going to be showing you my shop and my equipment that I use and all the different fun stuff I have. So over here, important fire safety. Over there, dust cleaner, microscope I don't use. And this was my old stand for soldering irons. It's 4 welders, but it worked fine. That's not useful. I got vice strips. This is solder balls. So if I take out one of these and if I pull this over here, you can see they're little tiny little silver balls that are made of solder, and they're for something called BGA, which is ball grid array. It's kind of self-explanatory, but you know, it's kind of useful for that in case one of the balls go missing. Solder wick, that's good for desoldering. I use, as you can see, it's empty. I use 60-30-37 ratio solder. 60-40 is just a bit not good to me. I've not had good experience with 60-40. Lead-free is terrible. I just have this just so I can look at it and frown. I have this drawer of just random computer accessories, like this antenna cable thing, whatever this is, PCI covers, RGB adapters. Over here is my spare testing leads for my multimeter. I got go-kart stuff, iron tips for my soldering iron, and then I also have, what else do I have? Oh yeah, I have my gloves, and this is trash. And then I have this to get rid of. I have my gloves over here. I put on gloves mainly when I get something that looks a bit crusty. I'd like to put those on. I always keep a bottle of isopropyl alcohol handy, 91% or better, because this is not really conductive. It's good for cleaning like electronic components and stuff like that. Over here is one of my many surge protector kind of power adapter kind of things. I keep steel wool here, transistors, MOSFETs, resistors, caps, lots of caps. Look at these. Look at all of them. My thermal probe for my multimeter stays in there. Random screws for random things. I have no idea what half these screws go to. I believe this is like a cage for my old laptop. And thermal paste, you know, the usual stuff. I get a lot of controllers in the shop, so I just have a horde of spare controller parts from ones that I have salvaged. Hang on, where is it? Here it is. This will cost you an arm and a leg on eBay. The bumpers for an Elite controller. Don't tell anyone I have that. I don't want anybody robbing me. Then over here is my 0.8 millimeter lead. Solder, sorry. This is my 0.8 millimeter solder. It will, it's good. It's good for most of everything. I always chop off a bit. I don't keep them on the roll because it's annoying. And then I have my 0.02 millimeter solder that I use for small surface mount component soldering. And then over here is my board holder. So let's say I wanted to hold this board into place. So I'd put a bunch of, I'd move these magnets around to the point. It's like holding it in place. Kind of hard to do with one hand, to be honest. There. Now it's holding it in place. It won't wiggle around. And right here is my Harbor Freight Special soldering station that I have. It's actually decent. Like, the cable's nice. The tip is like based off of like a Hakko one. It's very nice, actually. And you should expect it to be, because it was kind of like real soldering station money. So turn it on. You got different presets that I have. I have the normal 385, then 420, haha, and then 480. I usually go up if I'm dealing with stuff that has lead-free solder in it. So that's normal. You can also change the temperature right here. Let me put that back. Right here is my cleaning little sponge. It's brass wool that you use for cleaning the tip. It has a bit of a rosin underneath it, which is like flux, and it will clean the tip. Speaking of flux, I use Chipquik SMD 291L NL. It's tacky flux, but it works really nicely. And here's the beast, the Atten, what is it? Atten 8862D. Highly recommend it. It's really good. It's basically a knockoff of a more expensive one, but it does the exact same fucking job. Like, easy. Yeah, I think the only trade-off is like the manual and other stuff isn't really great English, but they speak better English than I speak Chinese, so I don't really want to judge them. Next, well, let me show you this actually. So you have different presets just like on the soldering iron. So I can go to 385, 420, har, and then I have a cold air setting. So if I wanted to have cold air, I pull this out, press the button on the handle, and now it's blowing air. But it's very loud, especially since it's blowing out air at its max setting. So I'm gonna just put that back. It turns off automatically when it detects it's in its holster, which is really nice. And then over here, I have my iFixit kit with extra 1/4 inch bit drivers. And then I have my beautiful Harbor Freight special multimeter. This is actually a really good multimeter. It has capacitance, it can do frequency, as well as like temperature and shit like that, but it's got a lot of features. I put on special probes because I need fine points probes for some of the work I do. Other than that, it's pretty much all I have in terms of tools, other than like some other basic things like this USB voltmeter that I just plug in to a USB outlet, and it'll tell me the voltage and the current rating. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Maybe I'll do part 2 and just sit down and explain some things. Otherwise, I'm out.